Yeah, I grew up there, so I was used to it. And then I went to school in New York, and I came down one summer, and it turns out that I have grown soft.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm going on a heat trip now, which I'm really cool with that. But it was just dying.
That was intense, and even like, I mean, compared to here, New York is still,
Right.
but it's,
Right. I was also, it was upstate, so, but not near anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I lived in Wisconsin for a bit, and it's like, oh, it took a while, but I got used to cold. And now I can't do, like, I lost the hot part, I lost the humid part.
Yeah, I'm from the Netherlands. I lived upstate New York, which is fairly similar.
Oh, yeah, whereabouts?
In the Syracuse area.
I was in
Okay.
so close to okay.
Spent a lot of my army time in the South. Boy. I don't think I'll ever get used to it being that hot. Live in Arizona, but it's New Mexico, it's dry.
Yes.
Yeah, I would be happy to never step foot. Probably bringing. That's good. You were definitely You're just going on like
I was staying
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. In our Siddur Mishkan Tefillah, we'll begin on page 128, right in the middle of the page. Yedid nefesh av harachaman, Yedid nefesh av harachaman, mishocha El Ritzonecha Mishocha La 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 El Ritzonecha Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Aya Ishtachavei la 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 el ulhadarecha Yedid nefesh av harachaman Yedid nefesh av harachaman mishochavtecha eritzonecha mishochavtecha La 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 el ritzonecha Yarutz avtecha kemo aya Ishtachavei la 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 el mulhadarecha Right above that, the words of Maya Fahayom. What a beautiful day it is, this Shabbat of peace. Maya Fahayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fahayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fahayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fahayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. If you'll turn back to page 120 in your Siddur, you'll find the blessing for lighting our Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Page 130, we come to the Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat. The rabbis added this section into our service as a way of preparing us to enter into Shabbat. 6 Psalms, one for each day of the week, Sunday through Friday. Lecha Dodi, a bridge into Shabbat, and then a 7th Psalm to welcome us into the time of Shabbat. They were very wise in their time to understand that there are some weeks where it's easy to enter into Shabbat, and there's some weeks where it's more difficult to enter into Shabbat, and they gave us this section of the service to provide us with that opportunity to make that transition from the busyness and craziness of our week into the peace and the beauty of Shabbat. We begin with Psalm 95. Lechu neranena l'Adonai. Let us sing joyfully to God, page 130. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria letzur yishenu nekadma fana b'toda. Naria letzur yishenu bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Psalm 96, in the middle of the psalm, the bottom of page 131. The heavens and the earth and the sea and all that fill them rejoice in God's creation. Yismechu hashamayim, the very bottom paragraph. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umelo. Yiram hayam, Yehiram Hayam, Yehiram Hayam, Umelok, Yismichu Hashamayim, Yismichu Hashamayim, Yismichu Hashamayim, V'tageh haaretz. Psalm 97 is on page 132. Near the bottom of the psalm, we see the words that say, light is sown and planted for those who are righteous, and for those who are yishrei lev, those who are straight-hearted or good-hearted, there will be simcha, there will be happiness. So may we all be righteous and good-hearted so that we are rewarded with light and with happiness. 4 lines from the bottom of page 132. Or Zarua La Tzadik Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua La Tzadik Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua La Tzadik Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua La Tzadik Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Lai 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 lai. Or Zarua La Tzadik Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua La Tzadik Uyishrei Lev Simcha. As we turn to Psalm 98 on page 133, we'll read together in the English at the bottom of the page. A psalm, sing to Adonai a new song, for God has worked wonders. God's right hand, God's holy arm has won victory. Adonai has manifested God's victory, has displayed God's triumph in the sight of the nations. God was mindful of God's steadfast love and faithfulness toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth beheld the victory of our God. Raise a shout to Adonai, all the earth. Break into joyous songs of praise. Another psalm of praise. All of these psalms are psalms of praise, leading us into the mood of praise and of Shabbat. Page 135 from Psalm 99, we say, Romamu Adonai Eloheinu, exalt Adonai our God, and bow down at God's holy mountain. For God is holy, and we try to emulate God's holiness. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu vehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu vehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. On page 137 from Psalm 29, may God grant strength to God's people. May God bestow on God's people shalom, well-being, peace, and completeness. The last 2 lines of Psalm 29, middle of page 137. Lai 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 lai. Adonai amo yitain yitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Adonai oz le'amo yitain yitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Lai 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 lai. Page 138 and 139. We welcome in the image of the Shabbat bride as we welcome in Shabbat to bring us into that time of rest and that time of peace. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 li Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 li Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad Shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet ve'eretz bila Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 L'shabbat kabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 L'shabbat kabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor ha'bracha berosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machsheva tefila. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Shabbat kabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Shabbat nikabela. Verse number 5, we'll continue there. Itoreri, itoreri, kiva oret kumi uri, 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 shir daberi, kivod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Shabbat nikabela. We rise, we face the door, as we come to the final paragraph, as we welcome in the image of the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha uv'tzola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 li Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 li Shabbat nikabela. We've greeted Shabbat before we seated. Turn to the people around you and greet everyone. Shabbat Shalom. For those of you joining us online on our TempleShalomLive.com streaming and on our YouTube streaming, Shabbat Shalom to all of you as well. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. As we find our seats again, we make our way to page 140, Psalm 92, a psalm of Shabbat. Tov lehodot Adonai. It is good to give thanks to God. U'lezaber l'shimcha elyon. And on this Shabbat to sing of God's name most high. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Lahagid baboker chastecha, Emunatecha baleilot, alei asor ve'alei navel alei higayon bechinor. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Ki simachtani Adonai b'folecha, b'maaseh yadecha aranei. Ma gadlu maasecha Adonai me'od, amku machshevotecha. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. The last 8 lines of that same psalm on page 140. We'll read those lines in the last 4 lines of the English first, and then we'll sing them in Hebrew. The righteous bloom like a date palm. They thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of God, they flourish in the courts of our God. In old age, they still produce fruit. They are full of sap and freshness, attesting that Adonai is upright, my rock in whom there is no wrong. Tzadikatamar yifrach ke'erez balvanon yiskei shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Or Yenuvun Beseva Yisheni Vera'anani Yiyu Lehani Ki Ashar Adonai Tzuri Velo Avlatabo. Page 142. We speak of angels watching over us on Shabbat, giving us an extra measure of peace, an extra measure of protection. And we say these godly angels, may they be in peace, may they enter in peace and bless us with peace. And when Shabbat leaves, may they go out in peace. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Yi Melech, Malachei Hamlachi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Wachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Baruch hu shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Seichem v'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. We make our way into our Ma'ariv service. We turn to Chatzi Kaddish, page 144. Yitkadav v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Yamad yivrach Yerutev yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei techol Beit Yisrael ba'agala ba'agala uvizman kaharivim eru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lamei amaya Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitbar, Vidraman, Vidnase, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemei, Kudisha, Berichu, Leilam, and Koberchata, Vishirata, Tushbechata, Venechemata, Damihiran, Be'alma, Vimeru, Amen. We'll rise for Baruch Hu. So we invite ourselves and each other to pray together. Page 146. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach hamevorach be'olam va'ed. Hamevorach hamevorach be'olam va'ed. You can all be seated. Page 148. We give thanks for all of God's creation, for the lights that light up the night and the day, the seasons that come one after another. Ma'ariv Arvim, page 148. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Bechokma poteach sharim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, umishmorotehem baruchim kirtzono. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Ore yom velayla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom u'mevi layla, uma'avdil ben yom u'vein layla, Adonai tziva'ot shemo. Lai, 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 El Chai v'Kayam, Talmidim lo Chaleinu, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ari v'haravi. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, lai, lai. Lai, 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 lai. As we turn to page 150, we continue with giving thanks for Torah. This week we are reading from the Aseret HaDibrot. Tomorrow morning we'll read the 10 Commandments. According to Maimonides, there's 613 commandments in the Torah. According to some other rabbis, there's a different number, but that's a debate for another night. But we'll talk a little bit about those 10 commandments and what they really mean. But we give thanks for this idea of the Torah being our guide for life, our GPS and our guidebook. And no matter how we number the commandments in the Torah, they become, as it says in our prayer, the length of our days and the center of our lives. Ahavat Olam, page 150. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochveinu v'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki ein hayeinu ve'orech yameinu u'vahem nehege yomam v'layla, nehege yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. We continue with Shema, the Ahavta, page 152 and 153. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem kivod malchuto leolam va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anuchi mitzavecha hayom alavavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta abam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot beinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvish arecha lema'an tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kidoshim Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. As we turn to page 156, we come to Geula. Our prayer of redemption we'll read together at the bottom of page 156. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You performed miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led our people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in grandeur, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all of Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyfully, as we do on page 158. Yai lai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Nichamocha ba'elim Adonai, nichamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Norati gilot osefele, norati gilot osefele. Malachut tichara'u vanecha, okei hayam nifni Moshe u'Miriam. Ze'ili anu ve'amu, ze'ili anu ve'amu. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. V'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov ugolo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Go'al Yisrael. Page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and make us rise up again tomorrow to life. And as you spread your shelter of peace over us, protect us as we sleep through the night, and keep enemy and illness and war and famine and sorrow and wrongdoing far away from us. Spread your shelter over us, over your people Israel, and over the entire world. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu D'Shalom V'ha'amidenu Shomreinu D'Chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chayim. The indented 3 lines on page 160. Ushmor Tzitenu Uvoenu L'Chaim U'Shalom Me'etzavi Adolam. Lai la lai 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 la lai lai la lai 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 la lai lai la lai 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 la lai lai la lai 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 la lai lai la lai 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 la lai lai la lai 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 la lai. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chayim. Baruch atah Adonai Haporei Sukat Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 162. The people of Israel will keep Shabbat. Observing Shabbat throughout the ages is a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made the heavens and the earth, and on the 7th day, Shabbat vayinafash, God ceased from all the work that there was to be done. And God reflected inside of God's soul, finding rest and completeness and peace. Vishameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam. Olam b'ni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz u'v'yom hashvi'i Shabbat, Shabbat, vayinafash Shabbat, Shabbat, vayinafash v'shameru Shabbat, Shabbat, vayinafash v'shameru Shabbat, Shabbat, vayinafash. We rise for our Amidah, beginning on page 164. We'll sing the first few paragraphs together, and then we'll take time for our own silent prayers. When you're finished with your silent prayers, either the words that you find on the pages between 164 and 181, the words that you find in your own hearts, your own minds, your own souls. When you're finished, you'll be seated, and we'll join together then. We begin together now, page 164. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gom El Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'Nehem, Leman Shmo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magin Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Mimitu Mechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Talachayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol, Atah Kadosh, Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yahalelucha Selah, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. page 180. Yehu l'ratzon imrefi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai Tsuri V'goali Adonai Tsuri May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart, may they all be acceptable unto you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Lefanecha Adonai Tsuri V'goali Adonai Tsuri We turn to page 371. We take a moment to think of those who are in need of healing. We ask for God to bring Refuah Shlema, complete healing, to April, David and Dylan Morris, Scott Slinger, Chaya Reza Bat Melech Baruch, David Ben Label, Carly Walker, Corey Chapman, Riley McGee, William Benden, Darren Black, Naomi Talia Bat Sarah, Gnendil Bat Sima, Don Emmerich, Rachel Bat Avraham Vasara, Susan Schenk, Stanley Sachs, Reuven Ben Shlomo Mordechai Vitzipora, Rivka Bat Pearl, Eileen Hamburg, Lisa Lead, Lori Ralphie, Cindy Bat Rivka, Kathy Twerdock, Paulette Fry, Dick Taxman, Joanne Schneider-Ferris, and Michael Weiss. Are there any other names for healing? We'll start on this side of the room. Any names for healing over here? Thank you. Any others on this side of the room? On this side of the room, any names for healing? For all those that we've named, and for all those in need, we ask God to bring every one of them Refuah Shlema, complete healing, Bimhira V'Yaminu, may it come very quickly to each and everyone in need. Mi sheberach avoteinu mikor habracha le'al imoteinu May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Sheberach imotenu mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shleima, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. This week we are reading from Parashat Yitro, Jethro in English, Moses' father-in-law. And tomorrow morning, I think it's going to be, if I remember correctly, I think it's the fourth Aliyah. If you're here tomorrow morning with us, we'll all be standing. If you're not here tomorrow morning with us, those of us who are here will be standing for the fourth Aliyah, because we stand up to imitate that moment and to, in a spiritual way, be present in that moment when these things that in Hebrew we call Aseret HaDibrot were handed off to the Jewish people. And we often refer to them in English as the 10 Commandments, which is a terrible translation of the Talmudic words of Aseret HaDibrot. Aseret would be 10 of, that's what Aseret means, 10 of, and HaDibrot means the Dibrot. And Dibrot does not mean commandments. Dibrot means, well, that's the tricky part. Dibrot means words. It also means things. It also means statements. It also means utterances. It also means sayings, but what does not mean is commandments. So it's not 10 commandments. It's 10 some Dibrot. That's what it is. It's 10 Dibrot. And we talk about them being this because in the Torah, they're numbered from what, no, they're not actually numbered in the Torah. So the second time we get them in the book of Deuteronomy, because we're getting them in Exodus tonight, when we get them in the book of Deuteronomy, then they are numbered from what? No, they're actually not numbered there either. They start getting numbered, well, a couple of thousand years later in the Talmud is when we start giving them numbers. And of course we know that in other parts of the world, in the non-Jewish world, there are other numbering systems that are used, and the Catholics and the Protestants and the et cetera, all number them differently than we do. But when we come down to it, there are Aseret HaDibrot, which I will tell you, I will translate as the 2 commandments. That's right, there are only 2 commandments there. I know people say there are 10, and I agree with them, there are 10, but they should also agree with me that there really are only 2 commandments there, because there are 10 sayings there, but there are 2 commandments there. Now, the first commandment, we all in the Jewish world say, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, the house of slavery. And that's the first commandment. By the way, in the Catholic Bible, just random trivia for you to know, that's not even in the 10 Commandments. And in the Protestant Bible, it's part of the first commandment. And there's even one part in the Dutch and American Reformed churches, they call that sentence the preamble to the 10 Commandments. Yeah, that's what they call it. It's different numbering systems. That's why I'm telling you there's no numbering system in the Torah, because there's only 2 commandments, not 10 commandments. Now, the first commandment and the second commandment are almost the same, because they just end in one different word. The first commandment is this: act properly in the presence of God. And the second commandment is act properly in the presence of people. Those are the two commandments. By the way, they're the only two commandments in the Torah, I believe. The other 613 things that we call laws in the Torah, that's just details. Because really there's just two laws in the Torah: act properly in front of God and act properly in front of people. Now the first 5 things, we have those 2 tablets, right? Because we say that they are luchot avanim. All right, luchot avanim. What are luchot avanim? Tablets or chalkboards or blackboards or billboards or stones or some kind of announcement of stone. And the first 5, as we label them now, that are on there, it says, I am Adonai your God. I brought you out of Egypt. That's 1. Number 2, you will have no other gods before me. Don't make idols and all of that good stuff. Number 3, don't bow down to idols. Number 4, make sure that you recognize that Shabbat has various reasons for its importance. And number 5, honor your parents. That's act properly in front of God. Now, I know some of you might say, I don't really want to think of my mother and father as if they are God. I know my daughter tells me that all the time, that I'm not God. I mean, she's only 20 and she already realized that I'm not God. I don't know how that works, but I tried to convince her and she doesn't agree, right? But honor your father and your mother. That's also act properly in front of God. It might sound that that's properly in front of other people, but that commandment I don't really think is about just your father and your mother. I think it's about God, it's about parents, it's about teachers, it's about authority figures, it's about the people who guide us through our lives, and they're all connected to the patterns that God has set up for the world. And so, I am your God. Don't make idols. Don't bow down before idols. Recognize Shabbat and honor those who are the ones who guide you on your path. That's one commandment. Act properly in front of God. And the second commandment, don't murder. By the way, we can't get into the incorrect translation that is in the King James Bible and a lot of other Bibles. It does not say don't kill. So get that straight. It does not say don't kill in the Torah. That's not a commandment in the Torah. It says do not murder. They're different things. That's a discussion for a different day. Okay, we'll discuss it for a moment here. It says lo tirtzach. Lo tirtzach means do not murder. It doesn't say don't kill. If it said don't kill, it would say lo teherog. That would be the proper Hebrew for don't kill. Lo teherog. It doesn't say that. It says lo tirtzach. Why does it say don't murder and not don't kill? Unfortunately, in the world, sometimes things like wars happen. And people are killed in war. And it's a difference in a war than a murder. And also the Torah says that if a rodef is coming after you, rodef means pursuer. If someone is coming after you to kill you, you can kill them before they kill you. According to Torah justice, that's not murder. That's killing someone who's trying to kill you. So the 5 on that other big stone thing: do not murder, do not commit adultery, do not steal, right? And then do not, it says don't, people translate it in English as to don't swear, but it's not don't swear. It's don't make a false oath using God's name. So help me God, I will say the truth in court or whatever it is. And then number 5, don't covet other people's stuff. Those are all things about how we should behave in front of other people. Don't murder them. Don't take their stuff, right? Don't covet their stuff. Don't lie about what someone did. Now, the Torah can divide up laws into many different ways. One, those 613, that's according to Maimonides and his counting. Maimonides was right with the 613. I know that because he wrote, I'm Maimonides and I'm correct. It's 613. He knew that he was right because he was Maimonides. But whether it's 613 or 615 or 611, there's different rabbis that debate those numbers. Each one of those things, we can divide them into those numbers. We can also divide them into chukim and mishpatim. Now, what is a chok? A chok is a law. And what is a mishpat? A mishpat is it's a law, right? So what's the difference between one and the other? Well, one set are things that you and I would come up with. Don't murder people. We'd come up with that if there was no God. Don't steal my stuff, and I won't steal your stuff. We'd come up with that if there wasn't a God. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Probably we wouldn't come up with that one, right? Keep the Shabbat and make it holy and guard it. We probably wouldn't come up with that one. Because there are laws in the Torah that God gives us that we need to follow. There's a law about what if you find a dead body that looks like it's been murdered, who's responsible for taking care of the body? As a society, we'd probably figure that one out for ourselves, right? Don't eat shrimp. We probably wouldn't make that one up on our own. I mean, I don't know, we might. I don't eat shrimp, so I don't know if it... all I know is I ate fake shrimp once in a vegetarian restaurant. I was with a bunch of high school students on a trip, and we ate the shrimp in the vegetarian restaurant. And I will tell you, the kids said, can we order sweet and sour pork? And I said, we're in a vegetarian restaurant. You can order anything on the menu that you want. So we had sweet and sour pork. I ate the fake pork stuff. To me, it tasted like chicken. They said, can we get shrimp in lobster sauce? And I said, we're in a vegetarian restaurant. You can get whatever you want on the menu. So they ordered shrimp and lobster sauce. And I tasted the shrimp, and it tasted like what I imagined my garden hose would taste like. And so if that's what shrimp tastes like, then you really shouldn't eat shrimp. But I don't know if it tastes, but there are laws that God says do them because they're good in the relationship between us and God. And there are laws that God gives us because they're good in the relationship between us and other people. And really, if we divide up the laws of the Torah in various ways, that's one way we can do it. The laws that are about having a relationship with God, and the laws that are about having a relationship with people. And if we can't memorize all 613 laws in the Torah, by the way, if you'd like to memorize all 613 laws in the Torah, if that's something you want to do, there's a book, it's called Sefer HaMitzvot, the book of the laws, and it actually has in the book, it was written several hundred years ago, in the book it actually has a mnemonic device so that you can memorize all 613 commandments in the Torah. I read the book, I did not like the mnemonic device, I just say it this way, if I need to know them, I know where to look them up. That's my take on memorizing them. I know exactly where they are. I've got many copies of the book on my shelf in my office right there. I even have one under my podium right here. But if we can't memorize all 613 mitzvot, we can maybe memorize the two categories. There are things that we do to build our relationship with God and protect it. There are things that we do to build our relationships with people and protect those relationships as well. The laws that God gave to us that are about, we have a term for it in Hebrew, Bein Adam leMakom. It means between us and God. Those laws were set up so that we can make sure that when we talk to God, that two-way street of prayer and conversation, that God listens to us and also we listen to God. And there's those other laws that when we talk to other people, they listen to us. And the thing that humans have a difficult time doing, we listen to them as well. We can summarize, in my opinion, the entire Torah in that way. Bein Adam leMakom, between us and God. Bein Adam lechavero is the Hebrew expression, between one person and another person. Although if we literally translate it, it's between Bein Adam lechavero, between a person and their friend. So if we look at the idea, Bein Adam leMakom, literally translated, means between a person and the place where God dwells. So if we can think of the laws of the Torah as guiding us on a pathway that leads us to live a life where we have a good relationship between us and that place where God dwells so that we can converse back and forth. And between us and our friends, if we consider every person to be our friend, we spend a lot of time in life thinking about who our enemies are and who the people we don't respect are. Bein Adam lechavero, between a person and a friend. If we can take the laws of the Torah, perhaps we build the world that God wanted. That God tells us that God doesn't want prayer. It's in the book of Isaiah, and it's in the book of Jeremiah, and it's in the book of Ezekiel, and it's in several of the other books of the prophets. This idea is said that God says, I don't want prayers, and I don't want money, and I don't want what you should want is this: righteousness and kindness and goodness in the world. And if you make that in the world, everything will be good. And how do we do that? By building pathways, bein adam l'makom, between us and God, and bein adam l'chavaro, between us and other people. If you can memorize those 2 commandments in the Torah, as Rabbi Hillel once said, the rest of it is commentary. It's good commentary and you should read it. But the place to start is to know that the 2 primary laws are build a good relationship with God and build a good relationship with other people. Amen. We'll come to the final prayers of our service. We'll turn to page 586, the bottom of the page, and we'll rise for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kugoye ha'aratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim ve'yoser haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shchinatu zo, b'govhei meheromim, Hu Eloheinu einod, emet malkeinu efes ulato, kakatuv b'torato, v'yadata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim mima'a, ve'al haaretz, mitachat einod, page 590. Ki המלכות שלך היא אומרת תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad, ושמו echad. We can all be seated. In our yard sites this week, we recall the memories of Morris Polikoff, Suzanne DeLuca, Edwin Hutner, Emmanuel Stoller, George Schillinger, Hannah Albion, Jean Raphael, Mayor Galoff, Melvin Karsman, Regina Flax, Walter Levenstein, Charles Rubensall, Esther Schellest, Gerald Burson, Herbert Rubin, Jeannie Gerber, Maury Stagg, Reuben Gordon, Rita Kishinevsky, Rose Kurlander, Angela Chavez, Frida Gordon, Irene Zemansky, Joe Klein, Julia Benamu, Leon Bach, Selma Metz, Sheldon Markell, Stanley Spaeth, Bill Hare, Bob Manitsky, Claire Nathanson, Frederick Scheiner, Hyman Sherry, Leroy Wallen, Adolf Halpert, Audrey Weiss, Jacob Frank, James Lackner, Phyllis Cotton, Ruth Peterman, Sam Emerson, and Sam Robbins. Are there any other yard sites that anyone is observing this week? Yehu Zechornam Levracha. May their memories be an eternal blessing. We ask mourners to rise and those whose custom it is to stand with them as well. As we turn to page 598 in our Siddur, and in their memory, we sanctify God's name. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach la'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yithalal, shmei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, huya se shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Eric? Yeah. Eric Deutsch from our board of directors with a few announcements for us of things upcoming in the next few weeks here at Temple Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you for joining us this Erev Shabbat service. If you are new or visiting Temple Shalom for the first time, welcome. Please join us for the Oneg so that we can introduce ourselves and get to know you. Thank you, Rabbi Jay Sherwood, for leading us this evening, and thank you to everyone who participated. The local Colorado Springs Hadassah on Thursday, like next week Thursday, February 20th at 4:30 p.m. presents Stress Management, Practical Approaches to Relieve Everyday Stress with Lindsay Karnick. Contact Roberta Hutner with any questions, and the registration link will be provided and has been provided in the weekly email. Okay, not Sunday, but next Sunday, February 23rd, is jam-packed. So, the Boker Tov Sunday Club is having an event Sunday, February 23rd from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can register for it on templeshalom.com. The guest speaker will be Anna Guerevich, who among other things is a volunteer at the Shoah Foundation. Also, Sunday, February 23rd from 4 to 6 p.m. will be the next Pickleball Havurah meeting at the Barrel Building. Alan Davidson and Susan Eisenman are your contact people to get more information and to RSVP. And also, on Sunday, February 23rd, from 9:30 a.m. to noon, Mishloach Manot bakers are needed and welcome to help. Additionally, Mishloach Manot ordering is live. You can order online or via the form in the foyer by Monday, March 3rd. And after the baking happens on Sunday, again, February 23rd, assembly of the boxes will be Friday, March 7th from 10 a.m. to noon. Okay.
Does anybody need translation for Mishloach Manot? A few people. Mishloach Manot. For the holiday of Purim, there are 4 things that we're commanded to do. We don't have time to learn about all 4. But Mishloach Manot means sending portions. You're supposed to give gifts to people. The PTO for our Merkaz, our religious school program, are baking a Humintashen to put in those boxes. So that's what you're baking. If you want to bake Humintashen, we need more volunteers. We actually do. We need more volunteers. So please come and do that and help us join. I mean, you know, if you have a lame excuse, Lynn, like I can't come bake, like Lynn and lame excuse. I can't help bake Humintashen because I'm teaching the children in class. If you want to go with that excuse, you guys stay with it.
Do you want my small children to fold Humintashen?
No, I don't want their fingers in their mouth and on the no. Yeah, it's good. They sneeze on everything. We don't want that to happen. Okay, Eric, keep on going.
Great. Okay, brace yourselves. This is a big one. Daylight savings time is on Sunday, March 9th. I'm sorry. This isn't my fault. After that, we are well into March. The 3rd film in our Jewish film series is Sunday, March 16th, 4 p.m. The film is Unbroken. It is the story of 7 children who evade capture and escape Nazi Germany. Afterwards, there is a wine and cheese reception. Pre-register and you get tickets for $15 or they're $20 at the door. That is all calendar-related announcements. Our security is heightened. Please consider additional support beyond your security fees. Thank you to everyone who has donated extra to our security fund to date. If you know of any temple members who are ill, hospitalized, or suffering from a loss, please contact the temple office so we can be sure to provide encouragement and support. And thank you to our Oneg Mavens, Judy Karnick and Carolyn Fox, to honor Valentine's Day. Shabbat Shalom.
All right. Page 625. We'll end our service with Adon Olam. This is one of those versions where you get to repeat some of those words. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Yeit Nasa, B'Kev Sokol, Azai Melech Shimon Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'acharei Titzot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Torah Adon Olam, V'hu Haya, V'hu Hoveh, V'hu Yeh V'tifara Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Yeit Nasa, B'Kev Sokol, Azai Melech Shimon Nikra Adon Olam, V'hu Echad Ve'ein Sheni, Le'ham Shilo L'Hachira Adon Olam, V'li Reishi, V'li Tachli, V'lo Ha'oz V'ham Yisra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Yeit Nasa, B'Kev Sokol, Azai Melech Shimon Nikra Adon Olam, V'hu Eli, V'chai Goli, V'tzur Chavi V'eit Zara Adon Olam, V'hu Nisi, Uman Yosli, V'nat Yosi V'yom Ekra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Yeit Nasa, V'Kev Sokol, Azai Melech Shimon Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'yado Afid Ruchi, Ve'etishan Ve'atira Adon Olam, Ve'im Ruchi Geviati, Adonai V'lo Ira Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Yeit Nasa, B'Kev Sokol, Azai Melech Shimon Nikra Adon Olam. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please join us in the back for Kiddush and Motzi and a little Oneg Shabbat. It's a Kabbalistic roadmap.
Oh, are these the Spiro?
Yeah, except they're not really the sea road. They are one artist, not so.
They are so accurate rendition.
One artist, not so accurate rendition of the spirit of Kabbalistic thought. But yeah, so that's what it is.
Or maybe that's the last time you'll do that, so I don't see it back in.
Come on back.
Asher Kishan